Welcome everybody to otakusandgeeks.com. Justin here, back with more manga reviews from the couch. As always, I give you a brief synopsis of the story, but first let me tell you the title. It's King of Eden and is published by Yen Press. This is only volume 1. Very thick book, by the way. And here's the synopsis. Entire villages are going up in flames across the globe, with the same man left standing at the scene every time. Meanwhile, rumors abound of highly contagious virus where those infected fly into a blind rage, killing anything and everything that crosses their path. As the death toll rises and agencies from nations around the world get together looking for answers, how are these incidents connected? Who is that man? And most importantly, can the massacres be stopped before humanity is doomed? I actually enjoyed this book. This one was really good. I love the art style. The story was good. Pacing, I'll discuss about the pacing a little bit down the line during this review. But the beginning is just pure horror. This is a horror thriller story. And I really love that. This thing is taking place. This is a global well, it's not a pandemic yet, but this is like a global crisis that's happening with this virus here that was weaponized. And just to show you some of the art style by Ignito, just the detail in his drawings and just really capturing this horror and this fear and his facial expressions. I love how the beginning of this book starts off in color and then we transition into black and white. So we get to see how some of the world looks in color, which I thought was pretty cool as well. And then as we get towards the more of the lore, see, just look how beautiful this art style is. And just, I kind of wish it was more, the rest of it is in color. But as we transition into more of it, like the first half, like I would say the first fourth, 1/4 of it was in color. And then as we transition into the black and white, we get to really see more of the details here, which I thought was pretty cool. But from the story standpoint, so we have this virus, which is dubbed the wolf virus. And it affects people. It starts off, it's been weaponized, and this organization or somebody is going around releasing it. And this virus is nothing like a zombie. It's not like a zombie plague. They call it a wolf virus for reasons which I won't spoil. But the way this virus acts is that it's very unique. I like the concept of this virus. So say like I get bit, right? And I turn into this creature. I'm going to go into this blind rage and kill everybody I see in sight. But here's the thing. Though as you're biting and infecting other people, if there's no one left to infect, you start to kill each other. And if you're the last one standing that's still infected, you end up killing yourself. So the virus kind of does take itself out if there's nobody else to take out, which I thought was a nice, interesting concept. But the problem with what's happening in this world is that this virus is spreading everywhere. So imagine this. Everybody's being affected by the virus, and if the virus self-deletes itself, there's not going to be anyone left of humanity. So the governments around the world are trying to stop this virus, but there's this one thing that's happening, is this mysterious stranger who is going around, and he's at every single location, and he's always there when the outbreaks happen. And the virus actually does have a weakness. It's weak against water and it's weak against light. And so he's probably one of the main sources. It gets really deep into. I'm trying to be vague as possible because I don't want to spoil it. But they have there's reasons for the title of the King of Eden, and it has to do with something about the first murder. And they use biblical references such as the story of Cain and Abel. For those who don't know biblical stories, Cain and Abel are the children of Adam and Eve, who are in the Bible. It says is the first man and woman, and Cain ends up killing Abel. And the whole premise of the story is, how did Cain do it when there was no blood? Did Cain choke? Did Cain stab? Or did Cain actually bite? Or something bit Abel, and things like that. So they try to use really biblical and other mythologies from a lot of stories from the past and try to incorporate it into this. I really did enjoy the story. I thought it was very tense at points, but I would say that it slows down. My big problem with it was that it slows down a little bit to do a lot of exposition. So, which is normal for a manga or a book, especially when you're trying to establish your lore and your story. But I felt like the pacing, just like getting towards the end, it got down to breaking everything down too sciencey for me. It was just like, okay, this. Okay, well, back in the day, it's like it started feeling like reading a history book. Like everything was about the past and giving you what if scenarios instead of like kind of moving the virus in the story forward. That was probably my biggest complaint, is that the pacing towards the end kind of got a little bit boring after such a hot start from just the beginning all the way to this like final act, and then it picks up towards the end where two protagonists meet. But overall, I did enjoy King of Eden. I'm definitely going to pick up the second book because I'm curious to see what's going to happen with this virus and what's going to happen to this world. I love this premise of a virus that self-deletes itself. And you would think reading like, so why don't we just let people get infected, or we just self-contain it to one area and then delete it and then let it kill itself, and then we don't have to worry about it. Problem is, we have people that are weaponizing it and have other intentions in mind, so they have to stop not only the nut jobs that's trying to weaponize it, but then they also have to stop the virus. And then you have this mysterious stranger here who's also has his own agenda and everything else, and a little bit of a mystery. So it's pretty good. I'm gonna give this a B+, and for those who like numbers, I'm giving this 4 stars. I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I love the artwork. The story is good. Pacing gets a little wonky towards the end, where it has to do so much exposition, and you kind of want the story to pick up at times. So, but I mean, towards the end, it gets kind of a chore to read, but it's still a good, solid book. I definitely recommend it. It is $24 in the US, and it's only $31 in Canada. So, price-wise, if there's a sale, I will wait for sale. I mean, if you really want to read it, I would definitely say check it out. But if you can find it if there's a Kindle version of this that's cheaper, I will definitely recommend a digital copy of this. But this is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com saying, later days, I'll catch you in the next one. If you like what we do here, and if you have any recommendations of things or manga that you think I should read or review, let me know, comment, let me know what you're reading right now. And we'll discuss that in the comment section. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to visit otakusandgeeks.com. You can follow us on Instagram at instagrams.com/otakusandgeeks. And of course, facebook.com otakusandgeeks blog. And Twitter otakusandgeeks. Later days.